Hello everybody, my name is Andrew Macdonald and I'm a professional wildlife, landscape, adventure and general all-round content creator. So often with my wildlife photography especially, I find myself shooting in some very challenging conditions with low light and moving animals, which can result in some very noisy, grainy and often soft images. But for over 2 years now, I have been using Topaz software to help rectify these issues with game-changing results. And for that reason, I am thrilled to recommend Topaz Photo AI. So what I tend to do is use Topaz Photo AI at the very start of my editing workflow, and it really is the autopilot of image quality. Let's go and have a look. So what I've done here is I've opened up this photograph I took recently in Madagascar of a black lemur. Now these shooting conditions were extremely challenging. I had a black animal against a super bright canopy of trees, so it was very hard to get a nice clean image at the time. I think this image in particular was shot at around 8000 ISO, if not higher, but even at the time in the field I can remember not being too concerned because I could bring it back and put it through Topaz when I got back to my computer. So you'll see here that this image is actually zoomed in at 100% and Topaz has already detected and masked a subject within the image. I can then drop down here to the remove noise feature, which is where the magic actually happens. You can click a drop down and then you can toggle the settings by yourself, but what I actually find is that Topaz does an incredible job and very rarely do I ever go in there and adjust these settings. Let's just have a little look at this before and after slider and you'll see how satisfying this software is. So as we drag it across the lemur's face, just look at that noise disappearing and the detail coming out in the lemur's face. And then you see in the background, it goes from this horrible noisy image to creamy, buttery, smooth backdrops. But believe it or not, we can actually improve this image further still. We can come down here to the sharpen section and we can click the drop down again, and this time I'm going to select motion blur and just watch the detail here when I drag this across. There is even more detail being brought out in the eye and in the fur of the lemur, but at the same time the background is staying nice and milky. If you have people in your shots, you can also recover face detail, and you can also use a feature called enhanced resolution, which is going to be fantastic if you want to go on to then print your images. This then leaves me with a nice crisp clean file which I use as a start point to then express my own style during the rest of the editing process. But without using the Topaz Photo AI software at the very start, the results just would not be the same. I now find myself using Topaz software on every single photograph that I edit, and if you guys face the same challenges that I do, then I honestly couldn't recommend them more. Head over to the Topaz website to see the amazing products that they have. Bye for now, and happy editing.